Hey everybody, it's Silvershroom, and welcome back to the Blender Solar System. Last time, we took a look at the dwarf planet Eris, rounding up the officially recognized dwarf planets. However, there are 4 significant objects in our solar system that are not officially recognized as dwarf planets by the International Astronomical Union, but are considered such by scientific consensus. And the first of these objects is Orcus. Orcus, with the minor planet designation 90,482, is a possible dwarf planet in the Kuiper belt, and it is often regarded as the anti-Pluto. We'll get into why later. Orcus was discovered on February 17th, 2004, by that same trio of astronomers that discovered many other dwarf planets, Mike Brown, Trujillo, and David Rabinowitz, with recovery photos dating back to November 8th, 1951. Now, Orcus gets its name from both the Roman Punisher of the Condemned, who's closely related to Pluto, and Pluto's Etruscan counterpart, the Etruscan god of the underworld. Its name is also a subtle reference to Orcus Island, pronounced the same way but spelled with an A instead of a U, which is the childhood home of Mike Brown's wife. So anyway, Orcus is about the size of Ceres, with a diameter of about 910 kilometers. Now, based on the orbit of Orcus's moon, it is likely that Orcus currently has its pole pointed towards Earth, which is why it is virtually impossible to distinguish its rotation. One estimate we have is about 10.5 hours, but like I said, it's uncertain. Its exact axial tilt isn't known either, but it is most likely rotating on its side. Now, Orcus's one known moon is named Vanth. Vanth was discovered on November 13th, 2005 by Mike Brown and T.A. Swear, and it is named after an Etruscan psychopomp, which is a winged female demon, and Vanth had the job of guiding souls to the underworld. It has a diameter of about 440 kilometers, which is about 1/2 of Orcus's diameter. And it orbits Orcus in about 9.5 days. At a distance of around 9,000 kilometers. And it is heavily inclined relative to Orcus's orbit. So like I said, it's likely that the Orcian system is on its side, much like other systems we've seen. The Iridian system, and of course the Plutonian system. As Pluto also has a moon that's about half the size of it. Charon, that is one of the reasons why Orcus is often compared to Pluto. Now, because of this closeness in size, it is likely that Like with Pluto, the very center of the Orcine system lies outside Orcus. However, we don't know exactly where, because we're not sure of the mass difference between Orcus and Vanth, so I just left it at the center. Also, it is possible that, like Pluto and Charon, Orcus and Vanth are mutually tidally locked, which would make Orcus's rotation period 9.5 days instead of 10.5 hours, but that's still not confirmed. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look at Orcus's orbit. So back in the solar system, we have Orcus's orbit. Orcus orbits the Sun in just over 245 years, at an average distance of about 5.9 billion kilometers, or 39 astronomical units, though it can get as close as 4.5 billion kilometers, 30 astronomical units, or as far away as 7.2 billion kilometers, or 48 astronomical units. Now, like Pluto, Orcus's orbit is heavily inclined at about 20.6 degrees. And also like Pluto, Orcus is a plutino, the group of Kuiper belt objects for which, for every 3 orbits Neptune makes, they make 2. So yeah, Orcus's orbital period is pretty close to Pluto's. And also, if you notice, Pluto's orbit and Orcus's orbit are pretty much inclined opposite to each other. And that is another reason why Orcus is often considered the anti-Pluto. So let's zoom in on Orcus. We've got Orcus and Vanth here. And now let's take a look at it from Earth. Okay. Not quite seeing it. Okay, I think that's it right there. Yeah, I think this is it. So, that's it for Orcus. Next time, the Blender Solar System, we're going to move on to another dwarf planet candidate. See you then.